So 98% of all of America in 5 years, wireless broadband. So, you know, that's a pretty hefty goal. Even, you know, as we talked about, 100 million in 17 years just to get wireless coverage. Now we're talking about mobile broadband to 98%. You know, that really breaks down into three components, right? Coverage, obviously you want to make sure that we've covered those 98%. But once you cover it, then you have to make sure you have the capacity in order to support that. You know, when we're talking about mobile broadband, we're talking about high download speeds, high upload speeds, video on demand, video chat, you know, anything you could imagine doing on a mobile phone. And of course, part and parcel to capacity is backhaul. You know, when you talk about, you know, having a 4G or, you know, network or a mobile broadband network, you need to be able to have the backhaul to support that. Because otherwise, you know, it's no good to any consumer if it's choked up by the backhaul that's there. Today, the expectation is not just coverage where we work, but it's coverage where we live and play, right? And then when we're at those locations, it's high speed, it's instant, you know, feedback communications, all on the go, all on the various mobile devices, irrespective of the carrier to which, you know, a customer is today.
You know, it's more from a global perspective. How do you take the goals that the operators and the DAS providers have in order to comply with this 98%, right? In order to get networks built out, how do you do that within an environment that is getting tougher and tougher at local levels with respect to getting sites built and getting networks expanded and modified? So there's a couple of things that are great today for us on a regulatory front that apply to the local level. We have the FCC shot clock, right, that was developed and passed a couple of years ago. We have the very recent California PUC pole attachment reg that just came out, and it really levels the playing field for DAS providers as well as carriers with respect to pole attachments in the right-of-way, and it gives it makes it very clear that the state overrules local. So on the issue of pole attachments and right-of-way, and we don't have time to get into the details of this right now, but with respect to attaching to poles, the state has authority over local jurisdictions. So that's a great thing. But what we have with the shot clock is a situation where a lot of cities sued to try to get it repealed, or cities that were suing also took the tact of when carriers came to the table with applications, they asked them to sign, the city asked the carriers to sign a waiver about the shot clock. We'll see what happens with the California pole attachment. Hopefully that will prevail. But we have the National Conference of Mayors working like crazy. It's one of their key priorities to loosen up the Telecom Act in the section that provides for us that locals cannot make decisions about applications on the basis of health effects.